All right, back at it again. Have a beautiful day in Lawrence. Looks like it might be a little bit muggy today. It's already 85 degrees. It's only 9 o'clock. And last time I left off fitting these things, and I'm real happy with it. Took a little extra work, and it's kind of ironic because on Facebook in the RANS builders group, a little discussion about somebody complaining about the tips not fitting in the back. Here's my take on the plastic parts. I think RANS does a really good job of supplying great pieces, and it's up to you to see how far you want to take your tolerances to get them to fit. Now, I come from the car stereo world where there's much bigger companies with much better equipment making dash kits and installation kits to fit into cars, which consumers expect to have a lot tighter tolerances, finishes, and fits. And some of that stuff is pretty bad. So I'm used to that, and I like to make things fit, you know, as tight as I possibly can. So I went the extra effort to put a little spacer strip in here, made a jig for the wing tips, filed the things out in the back, you know, modified this fiberglass. But at the end of the day, all of those pieces can fit, you know, it's just fine. Not an issue. But I just thought that was funny. So that's my 2 cents on the plastic. I actually tried to make all the RANS pieces work. And I know there's other companies like Jeff's Aerosports that makes these, makes those, and makes a lot of awesome stuff. I took the challenge to get these to work, and I had pretty good luck. Anyway, back to the video. Back to the progress. So, had these things strapped in all nice and tight. One thing that I did notice is if you take a measurement from the center cleco to here, it was actually a little bit different than to there. I think that was like 28 inches and this was 27 3/4. Now, only if you stand way out there and you kind of look at it and you kind of tell that this was a little bit lower. So I just took a little bit off of that. Not the full 1/4 inch, but maybe like 1/8 of an inch, just to, you know, so my eye doesn't get drawn to it. Again, never notice it in real life. Today's plan is I put the masking tape around here is to take the whole windshield out and basically mask the inside and paint it. I will look at the manual, just make sure I didn't forget anything else, but that's the plan. All right, so the manual basically just tells you to mark the inside. They say to use a Sharpie. I'm going to use the tape that I got. I also got to drill out, oversize the holes, and a bunch of other stuff. So I took one last look inside and kind of picturing. So this is all going to be black, I think, to the outer edge of that green stripe going all the way around the tape. But then I noticed that this obviously is visible from the inside. So if this will be black, I'm going to paint the inside of this black as well, so it kind of blends. I think that'll look good. So these are kind of the markings I came up with on the inside. I think easiest would probably be if I just make a 1-inch strip here and here to allow the adhesive to glue to that. I'm going to leave the bottom open because this, the wing root gap seal slides in anyway. I do want to paint this, so I'll probably just end this strip here. So basically the inside will be black, and then this will be area for the 2216 glue. Then on this, got this laid out. I'm gonna peel back the plastic as needed, and I think I'm gonna round this corner and this corner, just give it a nice little radius. Like I said before, it kind of gives it like the car windshield look. And then forgot about this, but I actually had to sand these down to get that fiberglass strip to sand. I think that was pretty vital. And yeah, so basically gonna mask, use this as a guideline, mask the inside of this and just come straight over here and paint that. I think I have the windshield pretty much all masked off. Ended up doing the outside too, just so I don't get any overspray on anything. And the inside, yeah, pretty much everywhere it doesn't have plastic on it. I just taped it up. And now I'm going to probably Scotch-Brite it a little bit. And double check just to make sure there's no place for paint to get in, and then paint it. There you got it all Scotch-Brited. I took the DA to these. I didn't clean this side, but the inside I cleaned with 70% rubbing alcohol. And I'm gonna hit it with some SEM. I've had real good luck painting plastic with this stuff, so satin black, kind of my go-to. Wish me luck. So I got about a handful of light coats on here, and I actually noticed that if I hold it up against a bright light, it tells me, you know, how much coverage I have on it. So I'm gonna let this dry, do a couple more coats. I think we'll be good. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna prep these. Like I said, I'm gonna paint these black on the inside as well. So I'm gonna make like a 1/2 inch border around this. I'm also gonna throw some high build primer on the outside just to make sure there's no seams where I joined the plastic together. They say 1/2 inch, so this is 1/2 inch tape, so I'll just do 2 strips of this, and that should be plenty of room to glue the 2216. I shot the inside with this, and then the outside with that. It's kind of just a good primer for plastic. I just wanted to make sure that there's no drastic scratches or anything, because once these glued on, I think they're going to be less easy to finish. So on the other hand, I got the windshield. Probably have 6, maybe 8 or 9 light coats on here, but I can't see any light through, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to pull the masking tape off and hopefully have a nice clean edge that goes around there. I have to say, that looks pretty legit. Looks like a car windshield with the black. So obviously this is sanded, so it's not that shiny, but if you look at like right here where I rounded the corners, obviously underneath the green tape's going to be visible too. And then if I did everything right and it sits the same way, this is going to be covered by the fiberglass strip, this is going to be covered by the Z strips, and this is going to be covered by the wing cuffs, you know, with a black border going around it. And yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm gonna drill, oversize these holes now. Referring back to the manual, haven't done that in a while, but I'm glad I did, because I gotta drill out these holes to number 20 to fit the screw, and I'm not sure why I didn't do that before I painted it, but it doesn't matter. Then 11/64 for the Juju, and then the part that this screws in, I gotta put the nut inserts in, or the threaded rivets, whatever you want to call them. amazingly enough, I actually bought acrylic drill bits, and even more amazingly is that I remembered I had them. What's less amazing is that the 11/64 falls right between the 5/32 and 3/16. So I, just from past experience, I've always used regular drill bits. You just kind of have to go slow and easy, and sometimes if they're a little bit dull, it's actually not a bad thing. That way they don't like grab and break it, and the temperature being warm obviously helps a lot too. So I've had no issues drilling plexiglass or acrylic with regular drill bits, but I have them in case that size comes up and I need it. I realized I had a note for myself to cut 1/8 inch off of the back of this skylight. So 1/8 inch, kind of tough because you can't run it through the saw. So I'm gonna score it and then grind it, or I don't know, figure out something. Have all the holes upsized to number 28 from the original 30, and then I noticed I had markings on the trailing edge here, and those are actually from the rivet heads that are already holding the skin down. So I'm going to countersink those with this little bit, just to kind of as a strain relief to make it less wobbly. Probably unnecessary, but makes for a nice fit. You can see where he's just, now it's just completely flush on here. Yeah! Next I want you to put foam tape on top of that, and this one I guess carry all the way through to the top of this tab. Now when the windshield was on, I did make a note that, I don't know if I messed up or whatever, but there's a kind of a gap there, so I'm gonna stop the foam tape here. I have this really thin foam tape that hopefully will work, and then I gotta drill holes for the, you can see the nutserts up in there. The other ones, I might just burn those in with a soldering iron, and the other ones I'm not sure if you just rivet through them or not. Doesn't say anything about drilling holes. While I'm waiting for my soldering iron to heat up, I decided to cleco this in again. And this way all the holes are marked through there. And it also, I got to put a piece of foam underneath here, but I just cleaned off the magic marker line where that needs to line up. And if anybody cares, on this particular build, from the tip here to straight back is 8 3/4 inches, where the windshield starts to go out. And basically now I just take soldering iron, kind of, you can see where the middle of the hole is, and hopefully that should give us a pretty good watertight seal. I did have one more question that I kind of put on the back burner and I forgot about. So this cross brace tube has holes like every 2 3/8 inches, I believe, but yet these strips that go above, you know, sandwich it in, have holes every 4 3/4. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to drill holes in the middle of that and fill all those in, but well, it's 5 o'clock. I think I'm gonna take a look at tonight, see what other builders have done, and I don't think you need that many rivets, but I'll verify that. So here I am going to say good night, and pretty good day, pretty happy with everything we did. Windshield's still not done. This is like part 5 or 6 or 7 but getting close. So real happy with the painting, real happy with the strips, trim, yada yada, and all that good stuff. So anyway, thank you for watching, thanks for the support, and remember, just me, not any official instructions, and having a fun time building it. Happy building, carry on, take care.